morning. It's Wednesday morning, and this is the first week of Advent. It actually started on Sunday, and the theme for this week is hope and faith. And I got to thinking about that because a number of friends of mine over the years have used the Advent book, that booklet that Unity has. And this year it's called A Christmas to Remember. And the first theme of Advent, as always, is hope and faith. And so when I was thinking about that theme, remembering, I thought about the Advent 2 years ago, which was normal, and then the Advent last year, which was not normal. Last year we were all huddled up in our places, didn't go many places, weren't venturing far from home. I was ordering groceries. We weren't seeing each other. We were Zooming for fellowship. We were having church only streamed. We were doing all kinds of different things. And that's a Christmas that I'm sure all of us remember, because it's a Christmas that we were all in the same boat. And so I think about that, and I think about the hope that I think most of us felt about things would get better. We didn't know when and we didn't know how, but we just hoped. And what happens with hope is hope leads into faith. And, you know, as things around us seem to improve, it was showing us that faith that things would improve did work. Now, they're not entirely normal. We know that, but they're a lot better than they were last year. And I think because of what happened last year, we are a lot more probably hopeful and faithful, because we can see clearly for all of us what that does. And so, you know, this hope leading into faith, I've got a situation in my life which has been there for almost 2 years, and it doesn't seem to be moving anywhere in any particular direction. And I have had a lot of hope that maybe it would improve. And I got a little inkling the other day that explained why it hadn't. And that hope that I'd had, actually, the fact that the person this involves texted me about this issue, was that I needed to have more faith. I needed to let it go and to turn that hope into faith, because hope is the first step. Faith is the second step, and actually the third step is trust. And so I have to trust that my faith, that things will change in the way they should, not according to what I would really like, but what is the highest good for everybody in the situation. So I think that probably every single one of us has something that we have hopes for. But how do we turn that into faith and trust? I think the easiest way is prayer and meditation. And I remember Reverend Blair saying years ago, when you can't say anything else because you're so overwhelmed, help is a prayer. Just say help. And at one point, this situation for me, that's all I could say was help. Almost 2 years later, for the most part, it is resolved, except for with this one person. So I do have hope, and I do have faith. And the reason that I have that hope and faith is the fact that I trust and know that everything is unfolding exactly how it should and that God is in charge. Because when we as individuals try to be in charge, it doesn't always turn out very well. So what I'd like you to do is just take a few minutes, maybe a minute, just of slow breathing and closing your eyes and think about something that may feel hopeless to you, or that you may hope for, but let's lead that hope into faith. So let's do a few minutes of thinking about that situation and prayer for it, and meditate that whatever it is, that hope will lead into faith, and trust to know that God has it in his hands or her hands. So let's go into prayer for and meditation for a couple of minutes. Okay, let's slowly open your eyes and come back to the now moment. I don't know about you, but I feel better. And this is one of the things about the Christmas season. The Christmas season really is about birth. And with Advent, let's make the first thing that we give birth to hope and faith, which leads us to trust and knowing. I've said this before, but if God be for us, who could be against us? That's really something that we can put money on, I think, and so allows for a lot of hope, which leads to faith. I have 3 affirmations for you. The first one is, hope leads me into faith. Hope leads me into faith. Hope leads me into faith. Faith keeps me focused on spirit. Faith keeps me focused on spirit. Faith keeps me focused on spirit. Faith allows me to trust in God's plan. Faith allows me to trust in God's plan. Faith allows me to trust in God's plan. Because that's what it boils down to. God's plan, our trust, having faith, and knowing that hope is the first step. So I'm going to keep this Advent theme for my meditations over this month. The next one I will do in 2 weeks will be on love, and I'm looking forward to that one. So I want you to remember where you were last year, how we were all in the same boat, as it were, and how things are different, knowing that hope and faith leads to better things and our higher good. Have a great Wednesday.